Okay, my darlings, this is a continuation of the last video because I accidentally cut it off without even saying like a see ya later. But this is the nasturtium seed. I'm going to take one out. Okay. It's a very, very hard shell. And if you just nick it just a little bit, you don't nick it very much. See, that's just a slight nick right there. Not very much because there's a seed in the pod that you don't want to damage. Otherwise you get no flower. But nick it a little bit and soak them overnight, and then they're ready to go into the ground. Otherwise they will germinate eventually. Maybe not this year, but eventually if you don't do that. But they are so tough, so strong, that you want to make sure you do that. If you want to get them in and get them in fairly fast, that's what you want to do with them. These are, I don't know, I think I showed you these grapes already. I did. We're going to go over here and we're going to check on the garlic. Looking good. Oh, another thing that we added was close to the fairies. We added some Elysium, and that's a small white flower that brings in bees. Bees, for some reason, love Elysium, so you're going to get your vegetables pollinated. But it's also such a pretty little white flower. The trolls got moved over to there. Morning, trolls. They're not being too friendly. I don't think they've had their morning coffee. But we had to make room for the cucumbers. So they got a nice little new home. And they like it better over here anyway because trolls like shade and dark places and caves and all that kind of stuff. So our potatoes here are doing beautifully. This is just what's going on above ground. There's a bunch of stuff going underground. Now here I've got calendula and borage. Not borage, burdock root, sorry. So I'm trying to be very, very careful about pulling weeds until those come up and they're highly identifiable. But this has got to have a little bit of weeding to have it not take over before I can get it to come up. Not seeing the chicory come up. The chicory is going to come up right in here, in this place, where some of the strawberries didn't make it. You know what? I think I do see the chicory coming up. Let's get a little bit of a closer look. I think that right there sure is. That's a chicory. That's going to be great. That's going to be great. Some of our flower seeds are coming up over in here, our English daisies. So hopefully in about 2 weeks we'll see them all popped up. Our dill on the overside here in the herb area, herb garden, our dill is coming up, and some of the other things. So that's where we're at for today. That's the end of part 2. Our lilac is definitely done blooming for this year. It's just a baby. It'll get a lot more blooms every year. It'll get bigger, bushier. It likes it there. So it's going to be happy. I had some extra watermelon seeds that didn't fit into the little patch. So I put some over here and I tucked some in somewhere else. And so it'll come down and just kind of spread out and be real beautiful right there. I don't know if I'll get any watermelons out of it. There's the apple tree, the happy apple. Okay, so that's where we're at. This is the view of the pond from this end. And it is a lot bigger than what it looks. I wouldn't even hazard a guess how many gallons it's going to fit in there. Isn't that gorgeous? Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? You know, never turn down a surprise gift. You know, when somebody else is changing their decor, changing their anything, and they're getting rid of stuff, sometimes you can pick stuff up like this. This was my son's. And it doesn't cost you anything, but it greatly enhances your space, and it doesn't end up in a landfill. Oh, my darlings, you have to see these roses. Look at that. Let's see if we can move that a little bit. I'm going to try and get this way. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? There's a little pink bud. Let me see if I can get, I can't quite get it into focus. No. But they're just exploding everywhere. I think we talked on the last video that these pink buds were going to be exploding. I haven't gone in the back there to see if my snapdragons have germinated yet. Just beautiful. Let's see if we can come out a little bit. I can actually get it into focus when I come out this far. And there's buds everywhere, all over. You can see right there how many a cluster of roses we're going to get just in that one little area right there. They're beautiful. They absolutely adore this bed. I don't think that they could have been as happy going anywhere else in the garden. These there, and I put some of the borage right here. It makes a beautiful, I think, kind of a purpley, lavendery flower as well. So you can even if you're not going to use it for an herb, which you have to be real careful with it because it can be toxic. But even if you're not going to use it for an herb, you can certainly just get all the beautiful out of it. Okay, cilantro is coming up. Awesome. That's an awesome possum. Anyway, this watermelon seed was gifted to me by my other son. And also the hummingbird chimes. That little brown box right there. Oh, there we go. That was gifted to me full of seeds. So this is what I mean, that it doesn't matter where I go in the garden and what I do. My family is right here with me. All of my family is here with me. And that's what gives me joy. So I just hope you guys go find what gives you joy. The smallest flower can bring the biggest joy. So thanks for walking along with me in the garden this morning. And we'll see you next time.